All right, hello everybody. I'm going to try to make this not terribly painful, but I got no promises here. So I'm going to go ahead and share. Here's our warm-up. I know it's a little hard to read. Maybe it's clearer for you guys. If not, here it goes. First of all, do you have any pets? Do you have any pets? I have 2 cats and 2 rats. So do you have any pets? All right, the second question. Lyle works at a bakery. He needs to mix 1 cup of brown sugar and 1/2 cup of granulated sugar to make each tray of 60 cookies. Each week, Lyle uses a total of 75 cups of his sugar mixture. How many trays of cookies does Lyle make each week? What is the total number of cookies he makes in a week? Okay, so first off, how many trays? And then what's the total number of cookies? I'd recommend that as you're working through this lesson, go ahead and pause as needed to fill in your answers, because for some of it, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the answers afterwards, so I don't want you to cheat. All right, so here's answer alert, answer alert. So Lyle would be making 50 trays, and then 50 times 60, that's 3,000, right? 50 times 60, 3,000, of course, don't be ridiculous. So he makes 3,000 cookies a week. All right, just like we were in class, I also want to give you some reminders. And this is the wrong class, so let me put the right one on. Well, one main thing that I didn't get to tell you guys yesterday, or today, I guess, because I'm filming this on Tuesday, is the math counts is starting Wednesday. I'm yawning. I got you going, I'm sorry. Okay, so math counts will begin meeting Wednesdays and Thursdays. The Wednesday meeting is more of the traditional where you're kind of preparing for math competitions. Thursdays is more of like a tutoring of current content, and Mr. Jarbo is going to be there. So if you want to get to meet him in preparation for next year, that might be a good check-in for you. All right. I haven't added the new date in there yet, but announcements and reminders. So today's asynchronous. I might be able to pop in. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. Don't forget virtual Heritage Nights coming up Thursday. Interim assessments next week. Don't forget your Mathia homework. And that is all. So you guys should go ahead and open up the Polling a 180. Polling a 180. That's where we left off yesterday. And we left off on slide 9. My notes say that you should finish up through slide 12. So what I'm going to do, if you haven't done so yet, then pause to complete that. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to tell you the answers to those questions on those pages. Okay. So on the page before, you were supposed to put in order for each circuit the angle measurements least to greatest and the side measurements least to greatest. And then you were supposed to say, what did you notice about the location of the angle with the least measure and the location of the shortest side? Well, what you should have seen or noticed is that the shortest side is always across from the angle with the least measurement. So shortest side matches the angle with the least measurement, the smallest angle measurement. And then D, what do you notice about the location of the angle with the greatest measure and the location of the longest side? The longest side is always across from the angle with the greatest measure of the triangle. All right, so two key things to note there. All right, so slide 10, Tracy, the president of the Tri-City Cycling Association, presents a fourth circuit for consideration. The measures of two of the interior angles of the triangle are 57 degrees and 61 degrees. Determine the measure of the third angle. Okay, so you're adding 57 plus 61, subtract that from 180, and then describe the location of each side with respect to the measures of the opposite interior angles without drawing or measuring any part of the triangle. Okay, so the first thing was the measure of the third angle. Answer alert. So the measure of the third angle was 62 degrees. The longest side of the triangle lies opposite of the 62-degree angle. And the shortest side of the triangle lies opposite the 57-degree angle. Because remember, the longest side is across from the angle with the greatest measure. The shortest side is across from the angle with the shortest measure. Okay? So A, 62 degrees. B, longest side lies opposite of the 62-degree angle. And C, shortest side lies opposite of the 57-degree angle. All right. Okay, now on this question, if you were confused, you're like, oh, there's no measurements, I don't understand. I don't want you to give me measurements. I just want you to tell me what would the order, just like by using the variables, okay? So thinking about the missing angle measurement, then I want you to put the side lengths from shortest to longest. From shortest to longest. So the smallest angle measurement was 35 degrees. So X is the smallest, then comes Z, and then Y. X, Z, Y for 6A. Once again, X, Z, Y. Okay, this time you're going to list the side lengths from shortest to longest for each diagram. Don't forget the little dude. Don't forget the dude. It's giving you a hint. All right, I'm going to give answer alert. Boop, boop, boop. So if you're not ready for the answer, you might want to pause to give yourself time to think. All right. In order from shortest to longest, F, E, G, H, D. F as in Frank, E as in Edith, G as in George, H as in Harry, and D as in David. That's the order, okay? So now this takes you to activity 1.2. What I would expect you all to finish is like the slides, okay? I think you should be able to finish this today. So we talked about the relationship among the angles inside a triangle. There are special relationships between interior and exterior angles of a triangle. Okay, so an exterior angle of a polygon is an angle between a side of a polygon and the extension of its adjacent side. It is formed by extending a ray from one side of the polygon. So I'll go through let's go through up through 2C. Okay. So first part is making a conjecture. This is going to be up to you. In the diagram, angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3 are the interior angles of the triangle. Angle 4 is an exterior angle of the triangle. Okay, so make a conjecture about the measure of the exterior angle in relation to the measure of the other angles in the diagram. Okay, so just kind of knowing what you know about triangles, knowing what you know about angles, what kind of conjecture could you make? You can pause if you need more time. All right. Let's move on. We're going to do number 2 together. So in the diagram, oh, we already read that. So let's investigate the relationships among measures of angles in the diagram. So what does the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 equal? I think you guys know this. What do those measurements equal? And take it one step further. What's the theorem that tells you that? What's the theorem? What is the theorem? Okay, answer alert, answer alert, answer alert. The theorem, oh, the answer is 180 degrees, and the theorem is the triangle sum theorem. Okay, the triangle sum theorem tells you that. All right. What does the measurement of angle 3 plus the measurement of angle 4 equal? Wait for it. Answer alert. Well, it's 180 degrees, okay? Because what kind of angle does angle 3 and angle 4 together make a 180 degree or a straight angle? They're supplementary, okay? Supplementary. That's my daughter making weird sounds. All right, and then this last one. State a relationship between the measures of angles 1, 2, and 4. What do you think happens with angles 1, 2, and 4? What is the relationship between the measures of angles 1, 2, and 4? Here's some hints. Think about angles 1 plus 2 plus 3. And then I want you to think about this. What about the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2? What would that give you, you think? If it helps, you could even assign values if that kind of helps you to see the relationships a little bit better. It's easy enough to assign some values to that. Sometimes it helps me to see values versus just abstract there. And think about like angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3. And then angle 3 plus angle 4. So I want you to think through those, okay? I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to give you any more because I really, I really want you to think through it. And honestly, the best way would be to add some values. Give yourself some angle measurements to help make sense of it. Now, what I would like for y'all to do is I would like for you to finish this off, okay? So it's up through slide 26. And you're at that's slide 15. No, I'm sorry. This is slide, I can keep track. This is slide 17, okay. So on slide 18, this starts on question 3. So in your book, starts at 174 then, starting at this slide. Oh, sorry. Starting at this slide. And then it finishes this off. Instead of doing like the talk, I decided to leave the last slide. I just kind of picked around for some different questions. I'm going to do every single one. You notice I kind of skipped a few. On this last slide, I want you to tell me the term or phrase to best complete the sentences. And that is all. So for tomorrow or Thursday, I'd like you to have the slide done. And if it's not done, then I want you to have some specific questions that you have. Remember to pause, review. You can email me questions as well. Don't get frustrated. If it's like you're not getting it, then just send me a message. All right, we're not gonna sweat it. Don't sweat the small stuff. We'll work it out. All right. So there you have it. I know this was exciting. I'll see you Thursday. Goodbye.